Cardinal George Pell, whose conviction on child abuse charges shocked the Catholic Church before being quashed, has died at 81. The former Vatican treasurer is Australia's highest-ranking Catholic cleric and the most senior church figure ever jailed for such offences. He died of heart complications after hip surgery, church officials say. Cardinal Pell served as Archbishop of both Melbourne and Sydney before becoming one of the Pope's top aides. He was summoned to Rome in 2014 to clean up the Vatican's finances and was often described as the Church's third-ranked official. But the cleric left his post in 2017, returning to Australia to face trial on child sex abuse charges. A jury in 2018 found he had abused 2 boys while Archbishop of Melbourne in the 1990s. Cardinal Pell, who always maintained his innocence, spent 13 months in prison before the High Court of Australia quashed the verdict in 2020. However, a civil lawsuit launched by the father of a choir boy that prosecutors alleged Cardinal Pell abused is still underway. Meanwhile, a landmark inquiry found that he knew of child sexual abuse by priests in Australia as early as the 1970s, but failed to take action. The Child Abuse Royal Commission ran for several years, interviewing thousands of people, and its findings were released in 2020. Cardinal Pell denied the allegation, insisting it was not supported by evidence. Cardinal George Pell, sued by father of choir boy Archbishop of Melbourne Peter Comensoli, paid tribute to Cardinal Pell as a very significant and influential church leader, while Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said his death would be a shock to many. Former Prime Minister Tony Abbott, a Catholic, praised the cleric as a saint for our times and an inspiration for the ages, saying the charges he'd faced were a modern form of crucifixion. But Steve Dimopoulos, a government minister in Cardinal Pell's home state of Victoria, was among those who voiced mixed feelings. Today would be a very difficult day for the Cardinal's family and loved ones, but also very difficult for survivors and victims of child sexual abuse and their families, and my thoughts are with them, he said. The Cardinal was a polarizing figure, both in Australia and abroad, something he himself conceded. Cardinal Pell, my views drove public against me. He rose to prominence in the church as a strong supporter of traditional Catholic values, often taking conservative views and advocating for priestly celibacy. Speaking to the BBC in 2020, Cardinal Pell said there was no doubt that his direct style and traditional approach to issues such as abortion had driven